Hi, this is Perry from the Hampton Network, back again with another video. So today's video I'm going to be talking about some of the top 15 tips you can use to prepare for the 2020 recession. Some folks think we're in the beginning of a recession. I think we've actually been in a recession for months now. It's just more evident now with the current crisis. So today's video I'm going to try to keep it hopefully between 10 and 15 minutes. It may go over depending on all the different screens I'm going to be sharing with you. Also, at the end of this video, just give you a little surprise at the end, but you have to wait until the end to find out what that is. So once again, I'm going to be switching screens. I'm not going to put this in the slideshow presentation because I'm going to be switching, between PowerPoint and also Internet Explorer and a couple of other things. So let's go ahead and get started here. So where I want to get started with is a disclaimer. First of all, I'm not your financial advisor. Nothing within this video or on any of my sites should be considered financial advice. It's all a matter of my own personal opinion. Once again, past performance is not a guarantee of future results. So I just want to get that one disclaimer out the way. Also, the next one, this video I may contain some affiliate links, which means if you click on one of the product links, I'll receive a small commission. This helps support the channel and allows us to continue to make videos just like this one. Also, there is no additional cost to you for clicking on the links. In most cases, or some cases, you'll receive a discount. So I certainly want to thank you for your support of this channel. So tip number one, invest in cryptocurrency. You may have heard me discuss this on several of my other videos. I'm definitely bullish in crypto, although all of the markets at this point are down. They continue to go down, but I'm certainly not concerned about either one of them. But as I talk about crypto here, and on the next slide, I think I'll be discussing the traditional stock market. There are some differences in these markets that I'll kind of point out to you once I get there. But I would highly, recommend, once again, this is not financial advice, but you should definitely consider investing in one or more of the top 50 cryptocurrencies, because the potential upside to this is actually, I think, outstanding. So if you're a beginner, you should consider using Coinbase. That's one of the easiest exchanges for beginners to use. And it's also a regulated exchange here in the United States. And it's very, very easy to use. Also, we'll be taking a look at the all-time highs of the cryptocurrencies, just so you can kind of see what I'm talking about when I say, you may want to invest in them. Because if some of them just even reach the all-time highs, you have the opportunity to make a lot of money. But I strongly believe that they're going to exceed those all-time highs within the next year to a year and a half. You should also, with any investment, take small, affordable steps. Only invest in the funds that you already have, that you readily have available, and that you don't need for the next year or so, rather. This applies to crypto. Now remember, crypto market's different from the traditional market. So you should be dollar cost averaging in. Only thing that means is setting up recurring buys. Just put the same amount in every month, whether it's $10, $5, $25, $100, $500, whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you have available. Also for crypto, you should plan to hold your positions for at least 9 to 18 months, maybe a little less and maybe a little more. It just depends on how this market goes. This market is much, much quicker and more volatile than the traditional stock market. And now is the time to buy. So you're going to see this next quote by Warren Buffett. You're going to see this on this slide and the next one. You should be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful. Now, I highlighted that greedy in red because now, if there's any time that you want it to be greedy, now would be that time. Okay? So the traditional stock market. You should be looking into individual stocks, index funds, and also exchange traded funds, or ETFs. These will allow you to, stay diversified, and you could pick whatever individual stocks that you're comfortable with, particularly for companies that have been around for years. Just make sure you pick the reputable companies, and also who you believe that'll be around for decades to come. Let's also take, once again, small, affordable steps. And now here's one of the differences in the traditional stock market as opposed to crypto. You should only invest funds that you readily have available and don't need for the next 2 to 5 years. You need to be in the traditional stock market much longer than the crypto market. Okay. Also, plan to hold your positions for the next 5 years or longer. Once again, this traditional stock market. Once again, here's one of my favorite quotes. Be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy, when others are fearful. Once again, that's by Warren Buffett. That's not by me. Next tip number 3, invest in yourself. You should also purchase courses that will help you achieve the results you want. Just start an online internet business. I'll go over that in detail in just a minute. You also want to pay yourself first. What I mean by that, deposit money in your investment or savings accounts first, then pay all your bills afterwards. So let me take a step back here to invest in cryptocurrency. I know I told you this is going to be interactive, so let me go over here to Chrome browser here. Let me refresh real quick. So this is a CoinMarketCap. This is where you can go to find, all the top cryptocurrencies. You can see there are a bunch of them, and I ask you to just take a look at the top 50. If you are an advanced investor and you know what you're doing with cryptocurrency, you can look at more than just the top 50. But just to kind of be safe for the new folks, just take a look at the the top 50 or so. As you can see, Bitcoin here is down 5,996. I mean, that's an extremely low price. All these prices, look at Ethereum, $126.64. These are extremely low prices. So let me just switch over real quick to the all-time highs. Let me just refresh this again. So for the all-time highs of crypto, this is a very important screen to look at, because if you look at the all-time price, and this price is different than CoinMarketCap because there was so many other cryptocurrency exchanges. So this is probably an average of all those exchanges, although it's a little bit higher than the 5,900 quote that you just seen on CoinMarketCap. So if you look at the all-time high here of Bitcoin, which is over 19,000, and nearly went to 20,000. Look at Ethereum, all-time high 1,448. Look at Ripple, all-time high $3.40. So just if these cryptos just went to their all-time highs, once again, I think they're going to go much higher than their all-time high. So if you look at where it is today, let's look at XRP, 15 cents, all-time high of XRP, $3.40. So I think you kind of get to, you guys can see, kind of what I'm talking about here. Let's go back here to this slide in the traditional stock market. Let me go over here to the browser again. Take a look at this. I highlighted these first 3, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the S&P 500, and NASDAQ. So that's the daily decrease as of last Friday, March 20th. Look at the weekly decrease, 17%. Look at the monthly decrease, 33%. And also the year-to-date of the Dow Jones is 32%. So if you don't think now is the time to get in, I think you're sadly mistaken. And you're going to have probably another few weeks or maybe a month or two to get in. I would just suggest you start somewhere, but now is the time to get in. So let me go back here. I already talked about invest in yourself. So one thing I want to point out, like I said, purchase the courses, that will help you achieve the results that you want. Just pick whatever course that you're interested in, buy it, or there are also some free courses that you can get. Once again, I already talked about paying yourself first. So when I say start an online internet business, let me go back to my browser. Of course, you guys know I'm going to redirect you over to one of my websites here. This is hamptonnetwork.com, where clearly we can show you how to start and grow your online business. We have a lot of information on this site. A lot of these banners here you can check out. I actually just got this one redesigned. So there's a lot of information on my site. I won't go too much into this, but just wanted to make you guys aware of that. So let's go back to PowerPoint. So tip number 4. This is very important. Determine where your money is going. There are numerous software mobile apps that can help you track where your money is going. This will also help you determine what you can decrease or eliminate. So think about it. If you don't know where your money is going, you won't be able to successfully manage it. That's a fact. You must know where your money is going. Now, there are many apps that can assist you with this. My 2 personal favorites are Mint and Personal Capital. So let me just go over here and show you. This is Personal Capital. Actually, this would be my favorite than Mint. So all you really have to do, step 1 here, is link your accounts. You can do this either desktop or mobile app. Number 2, you can talk to an advisor free. So you get an opportunity to do that. Step 3, you go ahead and make your plan based on the app. Number 4, hey, you start investing using this app. Okay. Another one is Mint. This is very popular. Most folks are going to know about Mint. But I kind of just wanted to, show you the website here. And, and once again, this is a mobile app as well. What I'll do is I'll leave a lot of these links in the description below. Okay? On to tip number 5, track your spending. Once you determine where your money is spent, you'll be in a better position to track it. This is absolutely true for me. I know back in 2017 or 2018, I did take a lot of trips to a beautiful island in the Caribbean, and I actually went to that island about 18 times. And once I, got back, and I always track my spending, but I actually wanted to, just take a look at the price that I spent on those trips. And once I really seen the total amount, that certainly made me cut back. So that's just one good example that I want to just kind of give you. You must track your spending. Okay, you also should track it over time. That's going to allow you to determine if you need to continue spending on certain things or not. Also, you will be able to see exactly where your money is going. And just by seeing it, just like I mentioned a minute ago, just by seeing where your money is going, believe me, it will have a serious impact on how you manage it. Believe me, you will be more inclined to do something about it once you see it. Okay, tip number 6, very important, I put here extremely important, that you start and increase your emergency, or some people call it a rainy day fund. Make sure you do this if you have not already. The average, you'll hear from most people, they'll say you should have at least 3 to 6 months worth of funds available in your emergency fund. Well, I recommend you have at least 12 months of funds possible. Because you never know how much you're going to actually need. You don't never know how long you're going to be unemployed. For those of us who have our own online businesses, we don't worry about being employed, so we're good to go. But you may not, some folks may not have those types of businesses. But once again, you may never know what you may actually need. Also, I'd put the funds in an account, where you would have immediate access to them. So, and I also recommend whatever account you choose, that you're going to earn the most interest as possible while your money is just sitting there, okay? So, in case you're wondering, part of my emergency fund is split across several different brokerage firms and accounts, but just a part of them are in 2 accounts. Betterment is a great one, and Digit is just another app that allows you to save money while you don't even think about it. So, the emergency fund is extremely important. Okay, tip number 7, start an online business, internet business, very, very, very important. I mentioned earlier when I showed you my website. In case you don't remember, it's hamptonnetwork.com. It says a lot of great information. In some cases, you would have access to myself at some point, but I highly recommend you check this out and definitely, start an online business. Over time, it will certainly you will definitely see some great results, as long as you're willing to put in the work. So, start an online business is one of the easiest business to get started. There's also little to no overhead cost. I know, there are ways to make money free, but if you really want to make money, sometime it's going to take some money to make some money. So just pay close attention to that. So, it can be ran anywhere in the world. All you need is an internet connection and a laptop. That's 100% true. That's really all you need. You can also make lots of money in this business, provided that it's set up properly and you put a lot of effort into it. This is not something, you're not going to get rich overnight. This is going to take some time and a lot of hard work. So it's not going to be easy. But the best thing is it's a great source of passive income. I mean, it's absolutely a wonderful source of passive income. I would highly recommend, especially during these times in this current crisis that we're going through. This is probably one of the safest businesses to have. So just think about that. Tip number 8, create a budget and use it. It won't do you any good to create a budget and not use it. So make sure if you do create one that you use it. You should set up a budget immediately. This is going to take discipline. Some folks just don't want to do this, but I highly recommend that you do. So it doesn't have to be complicated. And using the apps I mentioned in tip number 4 is going to assist you with, starting your budget. So once again, some people don't want to do this. I recommend that you at least try it first and just see how effective it is. Guaranteed you're going to see positive results. Just take your time with this and just start small, just take your time. Tip number 9, educate others. This is, I think, one of the most fulfilling tips, and I think it's very important. You should always want to help to educate others. I see this as my way of giving back and contributing to society, because, if you know something, you really should educate folks on that. This can be accomplished on YouTube, which is just like I'm doing now. You can create courses, or you can just simply talk to people. That's completely free. All these, YouTube is free, and talking to people is free. Creating courses, that takes some technical effort, and it will take some cost depending on what platform you decide to use to do that. Okay, there's also, there may be topics that you know a lot about, and you should help others by educating them. Once again, this can be more satisfying than making money. I strongly believe that, because the way I see it is the more people I educate and help, I think eventually the money will come, so I'm not worried about that. My main goal is to just help as many people as I can, and for those few friends that I have, they know that that's the kind of person that I am. Also, you'll feel better about yourself by helping others. I know I do. And you can definitely make a difference. I've actually seen this quite a bit right here. You can definitely make a difference in someone's life by just simply educating them and actually helping them. Okay, tip number 10. Another important one, stay positive. There's no need to panic. We will definitely get through this current crisis that we're getting through. We will definitely get through this recession that we're going through, so do not worry. Okay, so it's very easy to focus on negative things. Don't do that. A lot of people do this. Very easy to do, but don't do that. There's no need to do that. Always stay positive with everything you do. You should always be nice to people. And I know this is hard, but even those who aren't nice to you, you really need to be nice to everyone. Surround yourself with other positive and like-minded people. And do not pay any attention to negative people, especially those who you find that are always negative and in a bad mood. Remember, misery loves company. Just always stay positive, folks. Tip number 11, focus on setting up multiple income streams. Passive income, I like to call this automated income, but most people know it as passive income. So some of these multiple income streams include, they're not limited to, because there's several ways to do this. My number one is commissions as part of affiliate marketing. Dividends from stocks and other investments. Real estate, investment property. Crypto stock appreciation. What I mean by that is when the price of a crypto or stock increases over time and it's more than what you paid for it, hey, that's passive income. You just earn more than what you put into it. Also, crypto mining and also masternode. That masternodes are more technical. Staking. You can also get staking on Tezos and USDC. USDC for cryptocurrency. That's on Coinbase. Remember I mentioned the Coinbase exchange earlier. You can definitely do staking on Tezos and UCDC. I think it's UCDC on Coinbase. Also, any interest that you may earn on any of your current accounts. I'm not a huge fan of these checking, and definitely not a huge fan of savings account because the interest is little to nothing. So just if you're going to get an interest-bearing account, make sure it's one that's giving you an interest rate that's at least above the current inflation rate, which I think the last time I checked was right around 2%, maybe a little bit more. So that's multiple income streams. You'll want to make sure you can get as many of these as you possibly can, but I'd say if you don't have any, just start with one. Just pick one. Okay, tip number 12, keep in touch with family and friends. This is extremely important. To me, this is common sense. I don't even know why I'm talking about it, but I just wanted to mention it because I think it's important. You should always check on your family and friends, especially during a recession or crisis. But at any time, you should always want to check on your family and friends. To me, this is a part of life. You should definitely always do this. Tip number 13, pay off or pay down debt. This can be done in many ways, but I want you to keep it simple. Okay? So you pay down debt based on the amount or the interest rate. Let me give you a quick illustration of what I'm talking about here. Let's see. You may have heard of the debt snowball and debt avalanche method. So I just did a Google image search, and I see this is by Frugal Freddy. This is not my graphic. This is by someone named Frugal Freddy. So basically, the debt snowball, all you have to do is list all your debts from the smallest to largest balance. So the debt snowball is based off of balance. The debt avalanche is based off of interest, okay? So in the debt snowball, you list all your debts from smallest to largest, pay the minimum payments on every debt except the smallest, put all extra money that you have toward the smallest balance. Once again, rent and repeat until you're debt free. The debt avalanche, list all debts from highest to lowest based off, once again, interest. Pay minimum payments on every debt except the highest percentage. Put all extra funds toward the highest interest rate. And once again, rinse and repeat until you're debt free. Once again, you got to keep this simple. These two methods are the best to use when you're paying down debt. And I'm going to go back to my slides here. There's a few things I want to mention to complement that graphic. So just pay off one at a time per the charts I just showed you. And once again, once you pay off one debt, start on the next one, just add the extra amount that you saved by paying off the last one. Okay, here is the most important thing on this slide. Do not accrue any more debt in the process. Please do not do this, because if you are trying to get out of debt while accruing more debt, you will never get out of debt. Extremely important. Do not accrue any more debt while you're doing this. Okay, you also may want to consider getting a debt consolidation loan. And by doing that, you can take if you have several different loans that have varying amounts of interest rates, you can consolidate all those into one lower interest rate and a consolidation loan. So my preferred method, though, if you're able to do this, is to refinance your home if you have one. So not everyone has that, but if you do, refinance your home for a lower interest rate and take out, whatever equity you have. You don't have to take out all the equity that you have. If you have any equity, take some out and pay off all your debt. And you're typically going to get a lower rate when you refinance your home. This is very important that you consider doing that if you're able to do it. Tip number 14 is decrease or eliminate unnecessary subscriptions. Once again, this is very important. Number one on this list to me is premium channels can be eliminated first. I mean, Stars, HBO, Cinemax. A lot of times you don't have a lot of time to watch all these channels in the first place. So I would start there. Excuse me. Also, you want to check your transactions and identify all recurring subscriptions. This is extremely important because you can't eliminate them or decrease them if you don't know what they are. So it's very important. Once again, if you don't need them, eliminate them. If you have recurring subscriptions and you haven't used them in months, then guess what? You probably don't need them. You can always use the subscriptions later if necessary. That's only if necessary, after and only after you've paid off all your debts. Okay? Let's go to tip number 15. Sell all items that you don't need. Okay? A lot of folks may or may not do this. Some folks may think it's tedious, but you can do this. So chances are you do have items in your house or your apartment that you don't use or need. You can sell them on eBay, Craigslist, or various other platforms. Once again, this could seem to be a daunting task, but it's not that hard. So you don't have to sell everything at once. Just take your time. Okay? Sell one item a week or a month, or you can sell multiple items per week or month until everything you don't need is sold. You can also have a yard sale if you want to. This is another great recommendation. Also, I would highly recommend that you accept cash and credit cards. Okay? I know most folks who have a yard sale, they don't even think about accepting credit cards. Well, I do. I have a PayPal reader. I also have a Square card reader. So I do accept credit cards when I have yard sales, in addition to cash. So just another point I want to throw out there at you. Also, if you have items that you don't want to sell, hey, you can just donate them to charity and get a tax write-off if it applies. So it's several things here that you can do to sell items that you don't need. So that's tip number 15. That's the last tip that I have. But let me just jump over again to the bonus or the surprise that I mentioned that I'd have at the end of this video. So I have a checklist here. I'll put this, it's completely free. I don't need your email address or anything. What I'll do is I'll put a link to this to one of my Google Drives. And you can just simply, I have all the 15 tips here. And you can just simply download this. This is a PDF document. You can just download it, print it, and just check these things off as you actually do them. Okay, so another additional, it's a bonus of some sorts, but I want to kind of show you something that I'm currently working on. In the next few weeks, maybe a month or so, I'll be coming out with what I call my affiliate financial freedom system. This system is going to show you step by step, start to finish, to how to set yourself up for financial freedom through internet businesses and also affiliate marketing. So I'm very excited about this. It's taken me a long time to do this, but I want to make sure I actually do it and get it right before I make this available to everyone. So let's go back to the presentation here. So once again, that's the end of the presentation. I want to thank you guys for watching. So if you like the content, please like, subscribe, share. Make sure you click the notification bell so when I do additional videos in the future, you'll be notified. My goal is to do more. I know I haven't came out with the video in a while, but I've actually been very busy with other things, and also we're in the current crisis, but this gives me more time to do a lot of things. And I would also suggest that you guys take this downtime that you have now while you're at home to help yourself and invest in yourself and do lots of things that you wouldn't normally be doing, and just educate yourself on some things that you can do. I don't know what your current situations are, but there are things you can do to help yourself get out of this situation. I do feel for folks who are currently going through this crisis, but once again, I know we'll all get through it. It may take some time, but in the end, just as we always have, we'll come out on top. Everything will get back to normal. And for all those investments that you make now, they will pay you off big later once the markets come back. So I'll have the links below in the description if you want more information on anything that I've discussed. And also there are going to be other links to my other videos as well. And once again, I want to thank you guys for watching, and you guys have a wonderful day.